13 24 10. We want to know, what did your dad let you do that he probably shouldn't have? After a surgeon, this is a crazy but true story, after a surgeon let his teenage daughter drill a hole in a patient's skull. So I guess it was like bring your daughter to work day. He was operating. She probably shouldn't have even been in the surgery,
No,
I
I
guess,
wouldn't have
but
thought
she
so.
was in the operating room and he said, here you go.
Have a shot.
Just go, not too deep though,
Yeah.
otherwise it'll be some permanent damage there. Just
Yeah.
just about, I don't know, 4 or 5 mil. You reckon you can do that for us, Dale?
So that is a real story. That's why 13 24 10. What did your dad let you do that he probably shouldn't have? Now, that's very relatable to me. My dad was very much like a, just if you want to do it, you do it and you see what happens kind of parenting style. I remember being quite young and Dad never drank at all. He wasn't a drinker, but there was, for some reason, there was a beer in the fridge and I wanted to drink a beer because I was about 8 and I said, can I have that beer, Dad? And he was like, yeah, mate, go for it. And I went, and I remember drinking it and hating it, but like pretending I liked it, and I kept drinking, going, yeah, it's awesome, Dad.
Can I have another one of these, please?
Another time I remember being quite young, 7 or 8, and we went roo hunting. We went hunting for roos,
Yeah.
and my dad gave me like a 50 caliber, which is like a big gun. And I remember shooting it for the first time, and I almost broke my shoulder because I was way too young to use it.
And you were really drunk at the time. So that's the thing. You were 8 and put your shoulder out because you'd had 7 Carlton drafts.
The fact that you are alive and in one piece, Ben, is just
Here I
wild.
am, 13 24 10. What did your dad let you do that he probably shouldn't have? Rayanne joins us now. What was it?
So when I was 5 years old, my dad was asleep on the couch. I woke him up and I asked him if I could super glue my brother's hands together. And he said yes because he just wanted to go back to sleep. He went back to bed and he just heard my brother screaming and crying because he couldn't separate his hands. And then I got a copping from it because apparently it was my fault.
But you said, but I asked.
Rayanne, we love that. We're going to give you a 12-month binge subscription.
Oh, yay. Thank you.
No worries. Make sure you get more of the good stuff with Belong Mobile. Plenty more of those to give away. Jane in Adelaide, what did your dad let you do?
Okay, so this was the last day of our houseboat. We were disembarking. And you know, if you've been on a houseboat where the houseboat, if it doesn't quite meet the bank, you've got to walk off of like a wooden plank.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a gap.
Mm-hmm.
Mum had taken some bags to the car and she specifically said to Dad, carry the girls off the plank.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know how you've been shopping and you've got all the bags in the car and you try to take all the bags in one trip?
Yep.
That's what my dad was trying to do. So I was about 8. I was first. My sister was in the middle. She was about 3. And then the Hulk was bringing up the rear with all the bags. I've got off first safely. My sister has slipped into the Murray and she's gone under the houseboat.
Oh, man.
So my dad has like flung the bags onto the bank towards me. I think I got hit in the face with like a low-flying box of pizza shape. He jumped in the water and managed to get her out from underneath the houseboat, got back onto the bank, and all I remember him saying is, I just won't tell her. I just won't tell her. Right? So he had quickly packed up everything into the bag, grabbed me and my sister, gone down the bank a little bit where it's like a bit sandy and thrown us into the water like we were playing. Mum's come back and she's like, what are you doing? And he's full turned it back on her and said, well, you were taking too long to get the car, so I had to entertain them somehow.
Jane, is this a secret that you've kept from your mum forever?
Well, we didn't tell her for a few years. She does know now, but it was probably a good few years before Dad actually fessed
And
up.
that, and look, he's obviously a little bit irresponsible, but I sort of back that. I'm not a dad myself. I like doing one trip. It seems like wasted time when you got to go back and forth from the boot. He had it all under control, basically.
Jane, that was very well told. Thank you for sharing. Pete in Sydney joins us now. What did your dad let you do?
I was quite young. My dad taught me how to do that thing with a magnifying glass and you burn your name in a plank of wood. Well, after he taught me, I never once used it to burn my name in wood. I just used it to light newspaper on fire and just watch it burn.
Yeah, and that is the danger of teaching a child how to light fires, I suppose.
And you never started any major ones, did you, Pete?
No, not even any minor ones. I was pretty careful with
Okay,
the,
good, yeah.
the flaming newspaper.
Yeah,
absolutely.
we do love a careful firebug. It's always good. Wallace in Brizzy. What did your dad let you do?
Well, when I was 13, I was a pretty skinny kid with braces, and so I used to get bullied a lot at school. And so one day I told my dad, and he wasn't really happy about that. So he used to keep a baseball bat under his bed just for protection. And so he gave me the baseball bat and said, "Take this with you, and next time the bullies mess with you,
Oh my God.
use this." And so I did.
Yeah.
And I got expelled for using the baseball bat.
And
which
got
tends,
life in prison.
It tends to happen when you take a bat to a child. Yeah, that's normally sort of frowned upon.
Montana in Barizzi, what did he let you do?
Hello. Now that I'm a parent, I know how absolutely irresponsible this is. But when I was about 14 or 15, my dad went around to a friend's house for a few drinks, had one too many, and made me drive home.
I mean, how old were you?
I was about 14 or 15, definitely did not have my license. And
Now,
I've still never found out.
You could argue he was being responsible by not drink driving.
I mean, yeah, what's the lesser
I
evil?
suppose so.
Yeah, I think not drink driving is the better of the two options.
Yeah, I mean, obviously both bad guys, and don't condone either. But yeah, I don't know. Like a drunk person who can drive, or someone who's never driven,
But sober.
but they are 14 and they've never been in a car before.
Montana, thank you for sharing your story. Fiona joins us now. Please tell us, what did your dad let you do that he probably shouldn't have?
So we were on holiday years and years ago. We were quite small, and we were staying in a hotel that looked out across the beach. And one morning we came down to breakfast, and there was a crime scene on the beach. Basically, some guy's body had washed up on the beach, and the police had cordoned it off to investigate. So my sister asked my dad if she could go have a look at it, and not thinking, he said, yeah, go have a look at it, and sat down and he had breakfast. But it turns out the body had been in the ocean for quite some time. So it was really bloated, really gross. And my sister was absolutely traumatized, and it ruined the holiday.
Yeah. No, it'll ruin her life
Yeah,
too.
I don't know what Dad was thinking on that one. I feel like that's like a half listening dad just trying to eat his cereal. We're like, Dad, can I go play with the bloated body? Yeah, sure, go, yeah.
I think he just had hash browns on his mind.
Yeah, whatever. No, yeah, poke it with a stick. Have fun. Yeah, good on you. See ya.